It's time to fix your focus. Distractions come in many forms, but the one form we don't talk about is opportunities. And it's because of the word itself, opportunity. How can something that's an opportunity be a distraction? There lies the plot twist. Because it looks like an opportunity, it's perfect to distract you. I don't know how many times I've been focused on one thing and something will come in that looks like a good idea, and I follow suit to that good idea, and I actually get delayed off of the things that I were doing before. It's gotten to the point, even when somebody says something to me and it sounds like a good idea, I'll run off and go get it. It's kind of like the TikTok wave of people leaving their 9-to-5s and starting businesses. And they see different people doing different things, and they see people making money, and they feel like they can make their money too. But then when they get into doing it, it actually doesn't work out, and they actually lose. They lose themselves. They lose not only the money, but they lose what they thought they was going to do with themselves. They lose time. They lose resources. They just lose all that. Every opportunity that comes your way does not mean you have to take it. And that's why it's so important to be discerning of what you're doing, but also to know your own path. That's why it's important to just run your race and stop looking at what other people are doing. That in itself is a distraction. A great example is I'm currently trying to start a business, and I'm trying to do it a certain way because I did it for so many times a certain way. I already did it one way, and I did it one way 3 times. 3 times I did it that way. And I told myself, you know what, we're going to try this way, because after the 3 times, it did not work. So it's time to do it this way. Now, because I'm doing it this way, I have a lot of people coming to me saying, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. Oh, you should start this. Oh, you should start that. And it's so easy for me, like, oh my God, you're right. That's a great idea. But what ends up happening? I end up leaving the idea that I know for a fact I want to do for an idea I have no clue might work. It just looks like a good opportunity. It looks like a smart decision. But I've been delayed too many times because I stopped what I'm doing, listening to someone else, looking at another opportunity, thinking that it's good for me, just to later on become distracted and delay in the very path that I'm already going. Opportunities are the most dangerous types of distractions because they seem to have an incentive that is towards what you're trying to do in your life. Whether it's money, whether it's the network, who you meet, whether it's possible opportunities later on in life, it is a dangerous distraction because it comes with a value that you believe is already there, which is why you need discernment, so that way you know to say no to this opportunity. Be careful. Distractions come in all shapes and forms, and this is why you have to fix your focus. This is why you have to be so gung-ho in the thing that you're trying to do. Every opportunity is not a good opportunity. We have to come to a point where we realize and have discernment over that. Everything you don't have to say yes to, and that is our problem. We think we have to catch everything as if we're going to miss out on something great. If you miss out on something great, that means it never was meant for you in the first place. Because if it was for you, it will be for you. That whole FOMO, fear of missing out, is keeping y'all in a chokehold to the point you're allowing opportunities to distract you off the path that you're already on. If you are already going for a degree, why are you trying to do something else in the midst of that? It's just going to delay your process. If you already started this cupcake business, why are you now trying to make a card business, a nail business? You cannot focus on more than one thing. And I think this is the problem with multitasking. I mentioned this in a previous video. We think we're actually multitasking when we're not. All we're doing is stopping one activity to move to the next one, to stop, to move to the next one. And I don't know about you, but I've realized that that is actually the worst way for me to work. I am a person where I have to finish one item at a time. That is the only way my brain will focus and I will complete tasks. Distractions comes in many forms, and one of the forms is opportunities. You need to start being discerning off of the opportunities that come your way, because it can cause delay in the actual path that you're supposed to be going on. There's been too many times where I personally have stopped doing something that I know is working, that I know I'm supposed to be doing, all because an idea, an opportunity was presented to me. I've had to stand 10 toes down on decisions that I've made because I already said this is how I'm going to do it. And until Messiah comes down and tell me otherwise, I am not going to allow people nor opportunities to make me change my mind. And that's why it's so important for your yes to be yes and your no to be no. That's why it's so important for you to set your boundaries. Because it's not even only about them, it's about you making sure that you know where you're supposed to be. People ain't gonna respect your boundaries until you do. That's just what it is. You have to be a person that says, no, I'm already working on this. This is what I want to do. It doesn't matter what the other person say. Especially, I have to say this wholeheartedly. Especially, no shade. This is no shade. But I have to say, especially if that person is not where you want to be, especially if that person is not in the industry you're trying to go to, especially if they're not actually forming their life to be about something. Like, I am a big believer you can get advice, you can get inspiration and ideas from people. However, getting advice on specific things should be left to people who are professionals, who have succeeded, who have evidence of that thing that you're trying to do. If they don't, you have to take the advice with a grain of salt. Because also too, even with the people that's successful, just because they did it that way doesn't mean it's going to work for you, which is why you have to be confident in yourself, in your decisions. This is why spending time alone works so well when it comes to knowing who you are, because you've spent that time in. If you're constantly listening to other people, it's going to become distractions to the point somebody will be like, oh, I got this idea, I think you should go on in with me, when you're already working on something. How is that going to work? Then you leave that idea that is a good one, that you see as being fruitful, all because you think that's gonna work. You're being indecisive. You're trying to do so many things at the same time. You're trying to pick up every single opportunity. It's not working. And all it does is delay you from the work that you've already put in. You have to be a person that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And even if opportunities come your way, until you complete what you're doing, you have to say no to those opportunities, especially if it's not even aligned with what you're doing in the first place. That's the biggest one. If it's not aligned with what you're already currently working on, why are you doing that? You cannot let money be your motive. You cannot let validation from other people be your motive. You cannot let all of these metrics that honestly, if they disappeared right now, wouldn't change your life, be the thing that makes you switch around. Stand firm in the things that you want. Stand firm in the decisions that you're going to do in your life, the decisions you're going to make in your life. Stand firm on that. Stop allowing distractions to throw you off your game, to make you miss the mark on the things that you're going to be doing. If you say you're going to work out from Monday through Friday, that means whatever you need to do to make sure you work out, you need to make sure you work it out. Don't put nothing on the back burner. It doesn't make sense. I've had countless of times of opportunities coming my way, and I've had to say no because I have things that are more priority than that. That's just what it is. You have to be in that mindset. This is what I'm trying to do. If this is not a priority, I cannot do it. That's it. These are priority over this or that. You gotta pick one. And whatever you give your attention to is what's gonna grow. But if that thing is not the thing you should be doing, you're gonna feel the cost of that later on. So be mindful. Distractions come in all forms, shapes, and sizes. And that includes opportunity. Every opportunity is not an opportunity you need to take. I'm gonna say it again. Every opportunity is not an opportunity you need to take. You need to be firm. This is why they say you need to have a why. Whatever you're doing in life, you need to have a why. Why do you want to work out? Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to go back to school? Why do you want to apply for that job? Why? Your why has to be strong enough, because there are things coming your way to distract you. It's not just about the TV. It's not just about social media. It's not just about a guy or a girl. It's also about opportunities that seem to be great, seem to be able to set you up, when all they're really going to do is delay you. So be mindful. If I have a goal and whatever opportunity comes my way distracts me off of that goal, how is that opportunity worth it? It's not worth it. It's a distraction. Two great examples that are currently happening in my life is one, working out, and two, being in school. This is my graduating year. It's a lot of stuff happening, and I just don't have time for certain things, right? So things will pop up, whether it's a friend or an opportunity or family, whatever like that, that will require, they will ask me, oh, do you want to go here with me? Oh, do you want to go that? And I have to prioritize. As of right now, the thing that's most important is me graduating school. So I will say no. It doesn't matter what the opportunity is, because ultimately Me graduating school happens in May. So meaning I will not be in school after May. That means whatever opportunities, whatever hangouts, whatever situation want to go on after May, I can do. But right now, I cannot do that. Now, is this meaning I'm going to miss out on a lot of things? Sure. But if it was meant for me, I would be doing it. If it meant for me, it was going to be for me. It's not meant for me in this season. What's meant for me is walking across the stage with my diploma. That's just the reality. Same thing with working out. If I want to see the weight drop, I have to make sacrifices. So if that means I don't eat out with my friends, I just don't eat out with my friends. And I'm saying this because opportunities come in all shapes and sizes. Some opportunities are fun. Some opportunities are work related. So many different opportunities happen. Like, let's just be real, right? Opportunity to relax, opportunity to meet people, opportunity to network, all of these different things. I've been invited to countless networking events that I've had to say no to because I want to finish and graduate school. And I'm talking about really good opportunities. But I've had to say no because at the end of the day, what does that mean if I went to the event but I failed my class? And I know some people are like, oh, what's one night? What's one night? One night adds up, especially if you are a person that you were a senior in college. You understand that senioritis is real. It only takes one day to make you feel like you fall behind. So if that means I have to say no to opportunities, that great, because these are great content creator opportunities. These are great business opportunities, people that I can meet along the way that can help me possibly in the future. However, if I can't do it, I can't do it. I'm not going to jeopardize what I'm working on right now, what I'm focused on right now, just for a maybe. Because honestly, too, with opportunities, there's no guarantee it's going to work out in your favor. It's an opportunity, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a good or bad opportunity. It might just blow up in your face. So why would you sacrifice a sure thing that's in your control versus an opportunity that will only distract you off the path you're already on? So that's why it's so important for you to be discerning. Understand when the opportunity is the right opportunity and when you have to say no. The same way it takes only one opportunity to change your life in a good way, it takes only one opportunity to change your life in a bad way. Fix your focus and stop letting things distract you, especially opportunities that aren't for you.